There is a wound that runs deeper than any other. The wound of not being seen. Not being seen by the one person who was supposed to love you unconditionally. Your mother. The person who was supposed to protect you was the one you needed protection from. Unmasked psychology. See clearly. Live freely. If you grew up learning that love has to be earned, that your feelings are too much, that you're never good enough, no matter what you do, then you carry something most people don't understand. A narcissistic mother doesn't leave visible scars, but she shapes how you see yourself, how you experience love, and how much space you allow yourself to take up. Today, I'll show you 7 signs of a narcissistic mother and what they did to you. Not to blame, but to recognize. Sign 1. You were responsible for her emotions. As a child of a narcissistic mother, you learn early. Her mood is your job. When she was sad, you had to comfort her. When she was angry, you had to disappear. When she was happy, you were allowed to exist. Psychologists call this parentification. You became the parent of your own mother. And the problem is, a child can never fulfill that role. So you learned, I'm not enough, not because it's true, but because the task was impossible from the start. What this did to you, you still feel excessive responsibility for other people's emotions. And saying no still makes you feel guilty. But carrying her emotions was only the beginning. In sign 2, you'll see what she really needed from you. Sign 2. Everything revolved around her. A narcissistic mother needs to be the center of everything. Your achievements were ignored or turned into hers. You get that from me. Without me, you wouldn't be where you are. Your problems were minimized or redirected to her problems. You think you have it hard? You have no idea what I'm going through. There was no room for you because she needed all of it. What this did to you, you learned to make yourself small, to put your needs last, to become invisible to avoid conflict. And when there was no room for you, you learned something even more damaging. Sign 3. Love came with conditions. Narcissistic mothers often struggle to offer unconditional love. Love was given when you performed, when you made her look good, when you met her expectations. But when you had your own opinions, wanted boundaries, or simply tried to be yourself, love was withdrawn. Cold, silence, punishment through distance. That's not love, that's control. What this did to you, deep down, you believe love must be earned, that you have to perform to be loved. But conditional love wasn't enough. She also controlled how you saw reality. Sign 4. Your reality was questioned. I never said that. You're always exaggerating. That's not how it happened. You're too sensitive. If your mother constantly questioned your perception, you learned something deeply damaging, not to trust your own feelings. This is gaslighting. And when it comes from your mother, it's especially destructive. Because children need their parents to make sense of the world. When your mother tells you your reality is wrong, you believe her. What this did to you, you doubt yourself. You constantly ask, am I overreacting? Am I too sensitive? Is it really that bad? And when you couldn't trust your own perception, she used something else to keep you in line. If you recognize yourself in this, hit like. Not because this topic is easy, but because it deserves to be seen. And it helps others in the same situation find this video. Sign 5. You were compared to others. Why can't you be more like, your sister would have done it better? Look at what others achieve. Narcissistic mothers use comparison as a weapon, not to motivate, but to control. Through shame, through insecurity, through the feeling of never being enough. Sometimes it was reversed. You were the golden child, while a sibling was devalued. Both roles are toxic. Both serve only her. What this did to you, you constantly compare yourself to others, and you never feel good enough, no matter what you achieve. But comparison was just one tool. The next sign is about something far more personal. Sign 6. Your boundaries didn't exist. To a narcissistic mother, you're not a separate person. You're an extension of her. Your body was commented on, criticized, controlled. Your privacy didn't exist. Diaries were read, doors couldn't be closed. Your choices were questioned, manipulated, or ignored. And when you tried to set a boundary, you were made to feel guilty. After everything I've done for you, you're so ungrateful. You're hurting me. What this did to you, you learned that your boundaries don't count, that you have no right to say no. And when your boundaries didn't exist, she built the perfect cover. And now, the sign that makes all the others so hard to talk about. Sign 7. The image mattered more than you. On the outside, the perfect family, the devoted mother, the selfless woman. On the inside, coldness, control, criticism. Narcissistic mothers are often masters of the facade. And when you told someone how it really was, no one believed you. Your mother, she's so nice. That is one of the loneliest experiences a child can have. Not just being hurt, but being invisible with that pain. Not being seen in that pain is a form of emotional neglect. What this did to you, you learned that your truth doesn't count, that you're alone with what you feel. One important truth: it was not your fault. You were a child, and you did everything you could to survive, to be loved, to belong. That it didn't work was never about you. It was because your mother was not capable of giving you what you needed. Recognizing that is painful, but it's also the beginning of healing. Because now you can start giving yourself what was missing: recognition, boundaries, unconditional acceptance. And you're allowed to walk that path at your own pace. Nothing about it is wrong. Nothing about it is too late. This topic goes deep, and sometimes one video isn't enough to process what built up over years. If you want to go deeper, I've linked a few gentle, helpful books in the description. Take the time you need. The patterns we learn as children often follow us into adult relationships, and sometimes they repeat, not because we want them to, but because they feel familiar. And if you want to understand how manipulation works step by step, watch The 5 Stages of Gaslighting. If you want to understand why narcissists target people who give too much, watch this next: Why Narcissists Choose Strong Women. Subscribe for new videos every week. Calm, clear, and direct. You deserve clarity. You deserve peace. And you deserve to be seen, exactly as you are. Clarity is the first step to freedom.